We have a 99 GMC Suburban here in the shop that we're working on today. Customer had it towed into our yard. It stopped on the side of the road, and it ended up being a very simple repair, and something, honestly, if you were aware of what was going on, you could easily fix it on the side of the road and get yourself going again. So I just wanted to make a quick video kind of showing you if this happens to you, what you could do to get yourself going again, and hopefully not have to call a tow truck and spend all that time on the side of the road and everything else that comes with. So we're going to run inside and look at the instrument cluster, because that's going to be one of the key things that you're going to use to diagnose and figure out if this is something we can easily fix, or maybe something more complicated and we do need to get it to a shop for further diagnosis. All right, let's go take a look. Okay, we're inside, and looking at the instrument cluster, we're going to simply turn the key on, not start the engine, just simply turn it to accessory. And we can see right there, we see a message that popped up that said service engine soon. Now that could be anywhere, but generally it's going to be right there, maybe down here, depending on your vehicle. But most likely it's always going to be right in this area. It may say service engine soon. It may say check engine. It may say, it may be just a picture of a motor that needs worked on. Regardless, at that point doesn't really matter. This is what you're looking for. Turn the key off, it goes away. When we turn the key back on, it comes back. If you were to start the car right now, it would, in about a second or two after starting, that light would go out. And as long as you don't have any issues with your vehicle, if that light does illuminate when you're going down the road or with the engine running, we know that there's a trouble code, a diagnostic trouble code that's been set that needs to be investigated to see what's going on or going wrong with your vehicle. That being said, for the purpose of this, it will always stay illuminated when your key is in the accessory mode if everything is working correctly with what we call your ECM or your computer. And that simply is the brains of your car. And that little light is saying, hey, that ECM's working. And if that light were not to illuminate, we would know there's probably an issue with the ECM, or it may not be with the ECM, but it is an issue that is not getting power to the ECM. So we're going to go outside underneath the hood, and we're going to follow the next steps. Okay, underneath the hood, we're going to look for something that says fuse relay center or something like that. On these GMCs, they're usually always going to be on the driver's side, but they can be on either side of the vehicle. We're going to take this off, but there's a key underneath here that's going to tell us what all these fuses and relays are and what they do. And if you do not work on a vehicle, and this isn't something you are familiar with, let me just quickly show you how to read this. First of all, we have these two little indicator marks, and if we look over here, we find these two posts, and so we can orientate this in the same direction, and then we can see we have these three, what we would call relays. We find them here, and then we find another one here, which corresponds there. So we know we're in the right orientation. So we're going to look for something that says something like ECM, and we see one that says ECMB. If we look through here, we see an ignition. That's worth checking. And we see another one that says ECMI. And then we see another engine one over here. But what we're really looking for is ECM in regards to if that yellow light does not illuminate. Now, I have repaired the issue, and so that this customer has. So that light illuminates in there. But we're going to check these fuses, and if we look right here, we see ECMB. Of course, that's the first row of fuses, or first column of fuses. And it's this very first one on top. I've already checked it, it's good. We looked over here, we found ECMI right here on the second column of fuses right here. And this is the one right here. So we checked this one and it was bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this out. And we can look in this one and we can see that trace. That trace is in good shape, right? So we know this one's okay. But let me show you what it would look like if it were blown, which it was. Now here is a blown fuse, exactly like what was in there. And if you look in there, you can see that trace is, or that fusible link is interrupted. Doesn't make that complete connection. If we turn it over, we can even see there's black there from where the arc burnt the plastic just a little bit. Let me get the good one and bring it back here. We can see how nice that one's all connected. We have that nice connection there. So we're confident this is a good fuse. But what we're going to do is we're going to simulate the fact that what this customer had and what you might be finding on the side of the road. We're going to put this bad fuse in there. And just so you know, it doesn't matter whether the bad fuse is in here or there's no fuse in here. It's going to do the same thing. We're back inside. We're going to just, oops, sorry about that. We're going to just turn the key. Now you can see all the lights came on except our little message over here that said the service engine or the little light or whatever we're looking for. Turn it off, back on, nothing. And if you were to sit here and try to crank this engine, it would just crank and crank and nothing would actually happen. Or possibly the engine won't even crank. But regardless, that message is not there. So we simply pull this bad fuse back out of there. Remember, it's a blown fuse. We're going to take this good fuse. We're going to put it right back down in here. And this was this is ECM I. And now we're going to go check our instrument cluster. All right. Turn the instrument or ignition on. Aha. What do we have? Right there. And I know it's not focusing, but we have a service engine soon message. So the question you might have is, well, that's great. We replaced it here. But what do we do when we're on the side of the road and we don't have an extra fuse? Because that always seems to be what happens. Well, thankfully, we have quite a few other fuses in here, and some of them are to things that don't matter. But we need to look over, well, they do matter. Let me rephrase that. But we could get by without them. So let's look over here and find something that we just probably could get by with that has maybe a similar rating. So first of all, if we look right here, we see spare, 20 amp spare, a 30 amp spare. If we look over here, well, we're actually in luck because they're right here and we have a spare 20 amp. So we could use that. But let's say that one was gone and we didn't have that. Well, what else are we going to do? Well, still have a couple options. A lot of vehicles are going to have something like air conditioning or the horn right here. Yeah, we need a horn, but we could get by for the next 30, 40 miles till we get to a parts store and can buy a new one without our horn. So we could pull this out. The other thing is what if we can't find another 20 amp, but we can find another 15, or here's a 10, which is the air conditioner. Well, we can certainly put that in there, and that's not going to cause any problems. Now, what it might do, it might fail before we get to where we want to go, but there's a good chance that, especially if you have a 15 and you're replacing it in a 20, that it will make it down the road for a little bit before it fails on you and give you time to find a new one. You never want to go up is the only thing. So what we'd never do is come in here and find this 30 amp, unplug it and put it into this position. We wouldn't want to do that. We'd only want to put something of equal or less amperage back into that location. Well, there you have it. That's pretty much the process for the down and dirty test to see if your ECM is for sure getting power. Obviously, there could be other problems. You could have broken wires. You could unfortunately have a fried ECM. And you could still, so just because you have you don't have that message, it doesn't mean it's a guarantee that it is going to be this fuse. And then also if that message is working, you see that message on your display, it doesn't mean that there's not an issue with the ECM still. However, this is just one step that we can take. It's really easy on the side of the road in a parking lot, in your driveway, just to hopefully figure out if there's a simple solution to why your vehicle is not starting. So if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. And I think I mentioned before, but if not, this really is applicable to really back to the late 80s all the way through to pretty much current vehicles today. Anything current today starts, there's always variables, but for the most part, you're going to have some sort of message on your info center there, primarily your instrument cluster, that's going to say check engine light, or it's going to have a little emblem of an engine. If that is illuminating, then you know at least that component of the ECM is working. thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, would you please just subscribe to my channel and click on the bell notification so that you'll be notified every time I do put content out like this. I really would appreciate that. And again, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Until the next time, we'll see you in the next video.